Hey everybody, welcome to We're All Geeks. I'm Kenny, and over to my left,
I'm Felipe.
and it's been a slow news week. Luckily, one thing leaked out today, so let's go ahead and talk about that real quick. And by leaked, I mean addressing leaks.
Yeah.
So E3 has went and started doing that, addressing leaks. They put out a statement. The headline is E3 2020, a sneak peek at the year ahead. It's not terribly long. I'm just going to read the whole thing. This is from their official site, the ESA.com. So you can go find the whole thing there if you want to read along or whatever. So it starts, we'd like to cut right to the chase. We've listened to the feedback of our media partners, attendees, and the industry at large. We are committed to keeping E3 at the level you've come to expect. You'll be happy to know that we're not producing E3 2020 in a vacuum. For E3 2020, we're collaborating with industry insiders and new creative partners, including the tastemakers at I Am 8-Bit, to invigorate the show and, frankly, to shake things up. We are well down the path on the development of production of a large... We are well down on the path... We are well down the path on the development and production of a large, super fun floor experience that celebrates gaming culture in exciting new ways. That took me more times to read that paragraph than it actually says. Without revealing too much right now, here's a taste. We will be showcasing E3 to the world through new streaming and digital programming while creating gatherings on the show floor that let people do what they love the most, play and celebrate games. We'll have surprise guests, amazing stage experiences, access to insiders, and experiential zones that delight the senses. It will be incredibly inclusive, celebrating all aspects of our industry. Over the next few weeks and continuing all the way to E3, we will be revealing more details and will continue to listen and learn. In fact, if you have an idea that you'd like to see come to life at E3, please send it to suggestions@e3expo.com and we'll see if there's anything we can do to make it happen. No idea is too large or too small. We want to hear from you. You should also know that we've upgraded our media registration process, which received a lot of attention this past summer. Earning back your trust and support is our top priority. That's why we rebuilt the E3 website with enhanced and layered security measures developed by an outside cybersecurity firm. This included updating our data management processes, including the handling of personally identifiable information, and we will no longer store that data on our site. We have also changed our registration practices and will collect the minimum information necessary to complete your registration. E3 2020 will be a new and revitalized experience for everyone. The many exhibitors committed to the show, the members of the media who have supported us for so many years, and the fans and community that are the heart and soul of video games. Finally, in case you're wondering, E3 registration will start on February 15th. We'll have more information on the process in the coming days. So there's basically two halves to this statement. Let's start with the first one, which confirms that that they're trying to Paxify.
I was just going to say that. This sounds more like a PAX.
Yeah, a PAX that has some press conferences along with it. Here's the thing. If that's what they're doing, why did PlayStation leave and say we're going to go to more consumer shows? Because before, like, only a couple years ago did they start allowing the gamer badges or the fan badges, whatever they were calling them, to have the public inside of the place, inside of the convention hall.
But that's been a thing, also a point of contention, I think, for a lot of industry people, where they're like, this is not for the public. This is a trade show for people in the industry, for people that make games, and for people that cover games. That's it. There's plenty of other shows for people to attend, like the PAXs, all the different PAXs that they do, and there's a bunch of other little shows kind of, on different cities and whatever, they kind of do their own thing. And when you told me at first, I hadn't, heard the statement yet. So when you told me, like, hey, they released a statement, I was thinking that they're going to be like, hey, we're back at E3. Like, we're doing, like, this is to showcase the stuff, but it really just sounds like, hey, we want to become PAX.
Yeah, I mean, on the one hand, that's not the worst thing in the world to be more open. At the same time, though, you are losing interest in the show, and that might be a reason why. People were noting after Sony confirmed that they left that while technically Microsoft was at E3, they weren't at E3. They had a separate showing at a different location.
Right.
So you were walking where there used to be, the two big walls. One says Sony PS4, the other says Xbox, and people were walking that, and there was just nothing because no one had even tried to go ahead and take that space from those two. And if this year's similar, where E3, we're going to have Microsoft at a different location. We have EA at a different location doing EA Play the weekend before. At least it's not competing with E3 like Microsoft kind of does. But, what's that? What's the impetus for me to go now? Because Sony's basically saying, we're not going to E3. We're going to what sounds like PAX. We're going to consumer shows. That's PAX. That's RTX. That's Fan Expo in Canada and stuff. That's not...
I think one of the things that's going to, I think, really drive this point home one way or another is when will Sony do their thing? If Sony does their thing the week before E3, or if it's within the week either before or after, if they do, their own show or whatever, or their Nintendo Direct style state of play is what they call it. If they do that within the week, then it's still, I would still put that as part of E3. Right. If they're like a month in advance, or it's like, no, E3's at June, but then July is when PlayStation eventually is going to be like, hey, we're going to do this thing.
Right.
It's, Sony it's a really big miss. Like, a lot of people are like, hey, Sony's not here. Also, it's going to depend on the presence that they'll have. Because if it's just like, we're not going to do the press conference, but we're still going to have games and some sort of booth or something there, that's one thing. If they're just like, nah, we're just not there at all.
You're right. E3 has always been interesting in the sense that you don't know what... We know some of what's going to be there. Like, we kind of know that Cyberpunk's probably going to be there since they're releasing after E3 now and stuff like that. Like, some people say, hey, yeah, we'll have this game playable on the floor. But most of the big games, you didn't know whether or not they were going to be there until they were announced because they weren't announced yet. Like, that was one of the things that Cyberpunk popped up at E3 after having not been being radio silent since before The Witcher 3 came out from CD Projekt Red. Like, and then they were radio silent on that game until one day they tweeted out "boop" or something like that. Like, and then they popped up and the game looks amazing as it does, and then they got all this hype, but no one knew that was going to be there. Yeah. No one knew what was going to pop up. And so, like, as I'm looking at taking a trip this year, I finally have enough funds that I can get out and go somewhere, and I'm like, okay, where do I want to go? I'm not even considering E3. I'm considering PAX West. I'm considering PAX West a whole lot.
Definitely would go to PAX before I go to E3, for sure.
Right now, yeah, because it doesn't sound like there's going to be anything there. Like, it just doesn't, it doesn't make sense.
Well, from what we've seen in the past, what they're talking about, they talk about how they wanted to do, bring the public in more and stuff like that. So maybe this year will be the year that maybe they get it all right, and it's like, cool, here's all this cool stuff. Also, I don't know if they need to make, like, separate, because they just, once the public became available to come in to pay for it, they were just in there with all the journalists, and journalists are trying to work, and these people are just, they paid money, they just want to play the games, right? And so a journalist is like, I can't do my job because there's all these people.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if they'll even try to fix that or not. But, having said all of that, we got consoles coming this year.
We do.
So, do you think that Sony is not going to have some presence there with the PlayStation 5?
No, I don't.
Really?
I have to assume that any third party that's deving for the PS5 will have PS5 dev kits, or
just running out of PC.
Yeah, running out of PC, because they're like, Sony's statement is, we're not attending E3. Like, that to me said, and Microsoft said they're attending E3, but again, are they doing the same thing that they attended E3 last year, where they have an off-site thing?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because as far as I recall, and I would love to be corrected and wrong on this, if you had an E3 badge, that didn't get you into Microsoft's thing. Same thing with EA Play. Your E3 badge did not get you to EA Play, did not get you to touch Jedi Fallen Order and all that stuff over there.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the same thing here with Microsoft? Because then literally Nintendo's at E3. Microsoft
and some of the publishers and
the publishers and stuff will be there, and I'm sure they'll be running their Xbox. I mean, most of those in development stuff are not running on actual PS4s and Xbox Ones or PS5s.
It's all dev
Series
kits,
X.
PCs and stuff like that. So.
It's not that anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. But I mean, we'll see. I'm sure Sony's not going to say we won't provide a controller to a dev who wants to be at E3 or something.
Yeah.
But we're not going to get any Sony first parties. We're not going to get any Microsoft first parties technically at the show if they're doing the same thing.
I just think it really just depends on when does Sony participate.
Yeah.
You know, because for
When
the
and
past few years, E3 gets earlier and earlier with, as of last year, like
Saturday
Saturday,
EA Play?
Saturday the week before E3 supposed to start was EA, and then
Oh no, we technically Stadia kicked it off on the Thursday before E3.
right. Well, I don't count Stadia. No one counts Stadia, anyways.
Stadia's already seems dead.
Hey, Stadia is the future. I really do believe that. I just don't think we're there yet.
We're not there yet.
But
That's
still,
such another topic that
I
we
know.
can get into.
but like starting on Saturday with EA, and then like Sunday with Bethesda, and I think Microsoft was also Sunday.
Yeah.
And then Monday, there's like Ubisoft and
Yeah, Monday this year was rather disappointing.
yeah,
I mean, it was Ubisoft and Square. I feel like
Ubisoft, Square, and there's one other one.
I think the PC show is Mondays, but I don't count that.
Usually it is, but then but that's the thing. It's like
And
they're
then
there
Nintendo
around
Tuesday.
they're around the E3, right? So their PC showcase, more like I think the Devolver like hour or something, because they announce a ton of stuff.
The Devolver thing
Yeah.
is the best thing that happens
Yeah, it
in
was
E3.
awesome.
Nothing gets announced. They announce some things, like they show some gameplay for some stuff. They don't actually do anything. They make fun of all the other shows.
Yeah,
and
they're
that's
just
why
like
it's great.
whatever.
The ultimate thing would be for them to skip this year and then a week before or a week after E3 do.
Like, oh hey, here's our thing. So
Yeah, that'd be the ultimate troll on E3 right now. That'd be great. They also hold their stuff in like the parking lot sometimes next to E3 stuff. Devolver's a great company. I love
Yeah.
Devolver. I wish I could. I wish they made more games that I played, but
yeah.
I'm not saying I don't play any games that they make. I just Downwell's the only one I could think of off the top of my head that they published. No, they published Ape Out last year.
Yeah, no, they've done a ton.
They
they've done
do
a
so
ton of
much.
cool stuff.
Devolver's like that one, like the top company.
Enter the Gungeon.
They're like the top company that you don't think about how much they do, but once you do, they do a lot.
They pick up a lot of indie games for sure.
I think they did. It was one of my It was one of my top fives.
Hotline Miami.
No, they did Hotline Miami. I know that, but it was one of my top 5 for last year. It was Katana Zero. I think that was them too.
Okay. Sounds right.
Yeah, they do a lot of good stuff. Anyway, so yeah, that's kind of the first half of the statement is we're having a big fan event. The second half is, hey,
sorry.
And we're sorry, we kind of messed up over the summer, and they don't actually say what they messed up on, so let's go ahead and rehash that.
Yeah.
They apparently stored the data for media registration on their site, and they did not store it very well. As in, someone literally just walked in to it on the website, like just found it. Wasn't digging too hard for it. Just found it and then said, "Hey, here's how you do it. It's very easy." And so all of the media badges stuff got leaked. We're talking phone numbers, we're talking addresses, emails, everything got leaked. And ESA, I swear, did not say anything until now. I don't remember a statement.
I don't remember a statement at all. No.
I don't remember anything until now. And then they don't even actually say like what happened and explain what happened. They just said, we're adding the security that we should have had before.
Yeah.
Guys, we're getting it right now. And it's just I'm wondering if it's too little too late for so many of these media sites. I mean, of course the media has to
Media's going to be there. I just don't.
I mean, right now there's just no way you skip it, right? Like,
Yeah.
IGN can't skip E3.
I mean, IGN,
GameSpot,
GameSpot, they have, some of these bigger sites. They have a show at E3. Like, they have a stage. They have all these things. Like,
And I mean, we'll have surprise guests, amazing stage experiences, access to insiders and experiential zones that delight the senses. By the way, experiential zones and stage experiences. I'm sorry. That experiential zones is a quarter word when you could have used dime. Like, that's...
Yeah.
Anyway, like, they can't do this what they said without actually having media, because insiders, that's media. Like, you give me a panel where I can go and see Jason Schreier talk about games and stuff. I would pay for that. I would pay for the badge and then the ticket to get in to watch that. That's easy.
But I mean, that's the thing. It's the thing that they had to do, right? It's like, hey, we messed up last time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Here we go.
Absolutely. Just it's weird to put that half. That should have been something they announced separately, I think. That, hey, we betrayed some trust here.
Yeah, at least some statement like, hey, we messed up, we're looking into it or whatever. And then this is the follow-up to that, like, hey, shows, we're going to shake things up.
I mean,
also,
it's...
we're tightening up security. We have this other company that's doing, we're taking, we're only getting the least amount of information that we possibly need for this. We're sorry.
Yeah, our bad. Yeah, but it's weird that they did these. They made two statements in one statement. This should have been two releases, and that one should have come.
I think, honestly, their biggest thing is the show itself. Because the media, yeah, although that sucks, like, the media has to be there. So it's almost like, yeah, sorry, we'll do better, but what are they going to do? Media just not going to show up?
The media is just going to do their stuff off-site, and developers will go to them.
I don't think so. Not yet. Not at the rate that E3 is. I don't think that E3's fallen apart enough.
I mean, I think
for it to be like all of a sudden like, hey, media's not going to go, and so people are going to go elsewhere. I don't think we're there yet.
Because I know IMDb, they do their, like last year, they did their stuff on a yacht with Kevin Smith. Like, they don't do their Comic-Con stuff at Comic-Con. They get the people to go to them.
Yeah, but that's different. Where like
It's not.
I think that because E3 has been such a big part of the industry for years and years, that now that it's kind of like falling apart, and maybe this will fix it. Maybe this, make some changes. But now if Sony wasn't out, if Microsoft was gone, like Nintendo's already doesn't do a thing, right? But if some of these bigger ones weren't in there, then that'd be different. Then it'd be like, okay, we got to do something and to really get the press to show up, because that's the only way that companies will show up is the press is all here. I just don't see that being there yet.
And realistically, that's what they've had over PAX. They've had the big IGN booth on the floor and stuff, as opposed to PAX. Yes, IGN is there and there's panels and stuff, but it's not them filming gameplay with developers on the floor.
Right.
I think E3 does need the media a little bit more than the media might need E3.
I agree. I just don't think that we're there yet where the media can just like, we're not going, and all developers will
we'll see, because I could see a company maybe saying, you know what, we'll be in LA. We won't be at the floor.
Yeah. I mean, well, that does happen already, as is.
Right.
There's some people where they're like, after the show ends, or like as the show's about to end, like stories start coming out like, hey, we saw this game, but this game wasn't at the show floor. This company wasn't there. It was just like hotel room somewhere. They just happened to be at,
all the time.
So, but I mean,
E3.
We'll see in a few months.
Such an interesting topic. How that has fallen from the last few years to now. We're like, man, does anyone even care about E3 anymore?
I care a lot.
I do
take
too.
time off work to watch E3.
I mean, that's just what you do during E3.
Uh-huh.
Is it not a national holiday now? Do people actually go out during E3?
Yeah, they do. Although not as well, I'm excited for this year's E3. I really am.
I mean,
because of new consoles,
yeah.
I'm hoping that this year's going to be here. It's like so many crazy announcements.
I
but
mean, even looking at Nintendo, we don't know what they're doing the second half of this year. They
We
don't
don't
have
know.
a new console.
I know we don't really know what anyone is doing the second half of this year. Other than like, yeah, they're releasing new consoles, but
Yeah.
we don't know what's coming with those consoles. So
Step back. We know we're getting Cyberpunk in September, and we know we're getting
that's old
Avengers
news
in
now.
September.
That's old
Like,
news now.
It is old news, but it's not. I'm saying that is second half of 20.
I know,
2020.
but it's only there because it got pushed back. So
Well, yep. Of course, we don't have 2020 vision to see what's going to happen in the future.
I clearly don't.
So, let's talk about the present. Felipe,
Yes.
what in the hell have you been playing?
Oh boy, he set me up for this for sure because he knows what I've been playing. He's seen what I've been playing, and when I got here today, he's like, "What the hell are you playing?"
So let's start with the one thing. You hadn't beaten Persona 5 last
Right.
week.
Welcome to Persona Corner.
Welcome to Persona Corner. It's going to be a long Persona Corner.
Well, we won't be too long. Well, we'll see. So yeah, I finally, after
How long have you been playing this? I'm not talking about gameplay hours. I'm talking about how long have you
So
had Persona 5 on your shelf?
I checked my very first trophy that I earned on Persona because it's time stamped.
Yeah.
And that's how I can tell. I earned that trophy like February 22nd-ish of 2018. That's when I started playing Persona 5.
We're looking at a 2-year long
2 years to
journey
finish this game.
to get to this point.
130 hours, I think, is what I finished.
Really?
Uh-huh.
I'm at 70 right now in the casino. Is it really 60 hours?
There's a lot. Because I was...
Oh, man.
I think when we kind of first started, doing this, we talked about Persona, and you had just started, and and I remember saying that I was 70 hours into it, and I was about to start the casino. No, I was about to finish the one that comes right before the casino.
The space. Okay.
Yeah, the manufacturer, I forget. Yeah, the guy has this.
The Big Bang Burger.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Him. Yeah, no, there's a lot.
Okay.
There's a lot to do in that game. That game's fantastic. Oh my gosh, people, play Persona if you haven't. There's Persona 5 Royal coming out here in about a couple months. So, but yeah, so finished Persona, and then not satisfied with the fact that I played 130 hours of Persona, I decided that well, first of all, I got the Tokyo Mirage game, which I played a little bit, very Persona-esque. Still haven't touched it as much. Still doing my Nuzlocke run on Pokemon.
Okay.
5 gym badges down, so
Okay.
still
you're progressing.
have only lost one guy. But
Okay.
what I decided was, all these games are fine. Let me, for the first time ever, play a rhythm game. So I got Persona 5 Dancing in Starlight. Well, I got the collection. It has Persona 3, 4, and 5 dancing games. Never played a rhythm game ever. I cannot stop thinking about this game. This game's fantastic. Well, here's the thing. Don't play this game until you finish 5.
Yeah, it's after 5, right?
Yeah. I don't know that it's after 5. I think it's definitely still in the middle of it.
Okay.
But there definitely, when I first started playing, there's definitely stuff that they'll say that you only find out towards the end of the game. And so if a character will say like, I can't believe, remember when this happened? And it's like, that doesn't happen till the end of the game. So
Okay.
if you haven't finished Persona 5, some stuff's going to get spoiled.
Okay.
It's fan service. It really is. It's just all the characters are there. You can dress them up with all sorts of different costumes. The music is all fantastic. There's a whole new thing of social links for you to do. But it's all like, finish 5 songs and then like a social link of a person goes up, or like unlock 5 different accessories, 10, 20, 50 different accessories, then this other person's social link goes up, and finish a song on hard, this person's social link goes up. So it's a lot of really easy things, but then it's just a lot more story that it'll give you. So,
Okay, so there is story. But it's
super
not
light.
it's not a story mode, but there is like
There's a reason why everyone is there. I'm not gonna say it. It's just
clearly they're in a dance club palace.
it's a dancing thing. I'm not gonna say it because it's a fun part of the story, so to speak. But the story premise for it is super thin. It's just like, hey, you're all together and we're gonna dance. And then there's a little more than that. But what's cool is it's all the social link stuff. You know, it's Persona. It's getting to know those characters. If you like those characters, it's more of it. It's all the same voice actors. Like they look just like they do in the game. Yeah, it might as well be like a mini game for Persona 5. So,
Okay.
yeah, a ton of songs, remix of the songs and stuff like that. So, I think I've put in like about 7 or 8 hours into it
As
so
much
far.
crap as I'm giving you, the music
Yeah.
in Persona is
music's
so
fantastic.
good that I actually would
Yeah.
probably enjoy this.
No,
quite a bit.
as I was playing it earlier today, and then when I came in, I was telling him, I was like, I can't stop thinking about this music. Just want to go home and just play this song that I've already played like 10 times. I'm gonna play it again, you know, because I gotta finish up some stuff. But
I mean, that's got to be on like Spotify, right?
I'm sure it is. And that one has all the all the names of the songs and all the different remixes and stuff like that. There's some cool stuff in there for sure. If you like Persona, if you finish 5, you should check it out. After I finish this, I'm gonna try number 4. I never played number 3, so I don't have any. And that's the thing. Like I have number 3 now for Persona, but I've never really played the Persona 3. That I'm not like chomping at the bit, and I don't think I'll even play the one. But for 4, this one's been so good that I can't wait to like now start the dancing for number 4, just to see those characters again, just to hear that music again. But are you looking it up, see if it's there?
I was curious. I'm not seeing the dancing all night,
Yeah.
but I'm not doing a very good search.
So
I could do better. Is all I'm saying.
it's fun. Yeah, I mean, it's just right now we're in this waiting period where like nothing really big's coming out
like your
for
first
me.
game is
Darksiders.
Yeah.
Darksiders is the next game that I want.
in February.
Yeah. So
That's-
it's still like 3 weeks away basically.
Right, and I don't have anything till March. I have,
So it's a
and
great.
one of them's Persona 5 Royal. So,
Yeah, and you should absolutely finish 4 or 5 before you get Royal for sure.
oh, I'm trying.
Yeah,
I'm
so-
trying. Like I said, I played a little bit. I'm in the casino. I finally cleared the player's floor with the slots and the dice. I'm on the next one. I'm trying to do the maze. I tried the maze. I died twice, and I'm like, it's 1 in the morning. I'm gonna go to bed now.
That's the thing. I'm already like thinking ahead for Royal. When I start that, I'm gonna set it on the easiest difficulty. I just care about the story, so I'm
Just care
like,
about
I'm
the
just gonna, just gonna blaze right through it and check out who this new girl is and all these new things are about. So that's why you got to finish 5 before you do this one. So
Okay.
yeah, but you still have to finish that one. There's one other fairly long palace after the one you finish, and then there's a lot of story, like a good 4 to 5 hours of story of days for you to go through, and then there's another another palace, so to speak. So you still got a good, I don't know, 30 hours to go.
Okay, that's
40 hours to go,
You're like
maybe?
at 130, and I'm like, I don't even know how you got to 130 if I'm at 70. Like, I'm at 73.
I've talked to some, I've talked to some people that have played it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I finished in 90 hours," and I'm like, "How? How did you finish this game in 90 hours?"
Here's the thing. I don't know how you're taking 130 because I'm doing every damn thing.
I don't know.
I'm doing as much as I can. Right, like right now when I go back because I'm in the middle of a palace, I'm making coffee and curry to make sure I can get SP back. But besides that,
Oh man, I wish I did that. Anyways, that was bad towards the end. I was like, "Oh my gosh, why do I have the Restores SP?" I did not take advantage of that.
yeah,
So-
I need to.
But yeah, so that's kind of what I've been playing.
And that's why I want to get my kindness up so that I can befriend the boss so that I can make better coffee and.
Yeah, you can call the teacher, have her do it.
Yes, but only on Fridays and Saturdays, or if she calls you.
Yeah, I just never did that. It wasn't until I am like 4 or 5 days before the game ends, because there's a thing that like it keeps. Okay, so how about? I wouldn't say a spoiler, but you have until December 18, really. Yeah, either 17 or 18. That's all you have time for. Once you hit that, the story just goes from there. There's no more free time. So, you think you're about November something?
November 1st.
Yeah. So you have
Yeah,
until this.
I came back for Halloween to make coffee and curry, and then I
want to say it's like December 16 or 16, 17, 18. It's one of those where it's like you have until this day, and then that's the last thing that you can do. And then from there, it just boom, 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 boom. It just picks up. Story just kind of goes. So where me was like December 8th or 9th, and I'm like, oh, I should call her. Hey, you want to come make some coffee? Hey, make some curry. And got to the last palace, was like 4 of those things. So, but yeah, what about you? What you been playing?
So I've been playing a couple of things. So I played the demo for Battle Chef Brigade. It's an older game. It came out a year or so ago, maybe 2 at this point.
I've never heard of this game.
So yeah, here's what the game is. As much as I was giving you some shit about the Persona games, you're probably going to give me about this game. So, it combines a somewhat platformer. The story is that this land is overrun with monsters, and for the longest time, people couldn't survive because the monsters were eating all the food, and humanity couldn't survive because they were eating all the food. Until finally, a couple of chefs decided they're going to kill the monsters, and they're going to eat the monsters. And we're gonna cook the monsters, and they create this Battle Chef Brigade of hunter/cookers.
Sounds like a video game so far.
Yes. And so part of it is the going and killing the things to make food. The other part of it is cooking the food. And cooking the food is a match 3.
Okay.
Where you take a quadrant, a section of 4, and you can turn them, and then you have to turn them to make the match 3, and then that creates a different flavor crystal, and you can match that flavor crystal with 3 others, and you have to match the colors and the crystals to be right, and you get stars based upon how much you make.
Okay.
Or what flavor crystals you have in there. I can't speak today, y'all.
How do you go kill the monsters?
It's like a platformer. You
just go there.
You have magic and you have physical attacks. You like the first things you learn. You have these knives that you can throw at them. You have that are magic. You also have a whirlwind attack that's magic. That pretty much creates a column of wind. And you have physical attacks that you can stab the things with. And then when you kill the things, they drop ingredients. There's like this little bird. It drops basically a chicken breast. There's these like plants, and they drop like the plant's belly and stuff, and they each have different colors that end up going into the recipe. And so when you get to, and so you're a character that is going to the school to become a battle chef.
Okay.
Like that's all, you're already doing it, but you're not like an official member of the battle chef. Like you're,
again, sounds like a video game for sure.
You're of course you're working in your mom and dad's restaurant, and you're going and you're killing the things, and you're bringing it back. And
is this on the Switch?
This is on the Switch and PS4.
Oh, okay.
I played the demo on the PS4. I'm going to actually probably buy the game on Switch because this is totally a Switch game.
Is it? I've never heard of this game. Is it downloadable only, I assume?
Yeah, download only. Battle Chef Brigade. The deluxe edition is the current one. Yeah, and it's really fun. Like I said, it's one I heard about when it first came out. It was after the holidays that the Switch had come out. So that has
been out for a bit.
Yeah, so it's been out for a bit. It's one I've been super interested in. I've just been, for the most part, I was waiting for it to go on sale because there wasn't a demo, and then just randomly I was looking at demos on PS4 and I seen it had a demo. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna play that. Like I downloaded that in the FIFA demo. I haven't actually played the FIFA demo for this year, but I digress. That's what I did.
Cool.
And yeah, I'm gonna pursue the rest of the game. Like I said, I'm going on Switch, and apparently in the whole game you get to choose between 2 characters. This one just had you play as the one.
Okay.
But I don't know that because I haven't actually played the game, and it had me play as the character that I wanted to play as, so it's fine.
So like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah. So I've been playing a couple other games. Two of them for DLC, pretty much.
Okay.
The other game that I have three to talk about. I had Persona 5, just talked about that. Battle Chef, and then I have Mortal Kombat and Smash Bros.
Okay.
Left. So Mortal Kombat, the Joker DLC came out finally.
Right.
I played a couple of rounds with him, not too deep, but he's definitely a balanced character. He has some range. His cane gives him a lot of like poking ability, like he can actually fight in the mid range. And he seems okay up close. Like it's definitely not his strength. But I also realized I hadn't checked in on the previous two DLCs in Mortal Kombat 11, which was Terminator and Sindel.
Yeah.
Didn't play Sindel because I played Joker and then I played Terminator. And Terminator is the exact character that I hate to play. He's a grappling tank. He is slower than hell. He is a very good grappler. He has one range attack that's all right.
I just don't like
and
those
I
characters.
mean, they definitely put the TLC into the character because that is how I imagine the Terminator would play. His uppercut is actually he kneels down and shoots his shotgun up. Like it's cool. They put some TLC into it. That's nice. But I was playing as him. I was fighting against Sindel, and Sindel was just killing me. Because it's a character that I hate, and I'm just like, I'm done with Mortal Kombat 11. I'm moving on to Super Smash Bros. And Byleth.
How's my professor doing?
So here's how your professor's doing. They are somewhat broken.
First of all, it's a she.
First of all, they're both
She.
in there.
She.
I play as the she as well in
Yes.
here, but they are.
The only correct choice.
I think the suit that I use is actually the homage to the Black Lions main leader, the red and white hair, the girl in the red with white hair,
Black Eagles.
Black Eagles, the Gryffindors.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's an homage to that. And that's the costume I've been using. They play. Okay, when they said that this is a range demon. Range demon. That is what Sakurai actually called this character. No, it's not. It has one move that can go across screen. It's a bow move, and it's a required charge.
Okay.
You have to hold B to hit level 1, and if you continue to hold it past level 1, then you can do a level 2. But you still have to you still have to charge it in order to hit long range. Where they do well is in the mid range. Again, they have a lot of pokes with the staff. So they have the staff, they have the bow and arrow, they have the axe.
Did it have a sword?
And they have the sword that
That turns into a chain.
yeah, I'm
whip?
calling it the Ivy sword because it's Ivy's sword.
Sword of the Creator.
That's what it's called there.
That's what it's called.
It's Ivy's sword. They stole
Yes,
it from.
it is.
They
But
stole
it's
it from
in the
Soul
game
Calibur.
is the sword of the Creator.
Sword of the Creator.
Yeah.
So they have all those weapons, and so even their moves actually correspond to a direction on this. So like up A and up B both do use the sword of the Creator, Ivy's sword. And then the sides both use the staff, and then down uses the axe.
Okay.
And then the mid, the regular, the neutral is I think it's supposed to be the bow on A, but it's not. I think it's just a regular neutral A attack. Is actually uses the sword of creation. But yeah, in the mid range, when you're using that staff, I don't know who has a longer reach. I really don't. It's very good up there. And then if you can get off the down B with the axe, you can kill from like 20 or 40%. Like it kills very easy. The problem is that the down B is a charge still. The up A uses the whip sword and hits a couple of times, and then the up B for recovery with that sword, like you can recover from almost completely off the stage to get back to the ledge because it uses the whip to attach and then you come
Pull
back
yourself up. Yep.
So it's really quite nice in that way. But again, if calling this a range demon, if you play anyone who can actually use range, you are going to die. And again, if you have someone who can actually play close, you're going to die. You need to be playing someone who's balanced. But you're not beating a brawler. You're not beating a ranger. You're just not. You need to be able to keep them far enough away that they can't hit you, but close enough that you can hit them.
How do you feel about now that it's out? Another Fire Emblem character in the game.
It's the same. It's still another damn Fire Emblem character. Like it's the exact same thing I said last week. Hey, I'm gonna play this game and I'm gonna like this character. I'm going to play this character, and it's not a bad character. It's just not what they were saying it was gonna be.
Yeah.
No, I still wish it was anything but a Fire Emblem character.
We'll see. I mean, they're gonna have more characters.
Yeah, they're gonna add more characters.
They can add probably at least another Fire Emblem
it's
character.
It's gonna take them 2 years to get those characters added.
Yeah.
Literally, they've already said through the end of 2021 is when these are gonna be coming out. That's one every 4 months.
Yeah.
I'm not even buying the pass right now. I'm gonna wait until the first character is announced, and I am going to buy the pass. Let's not mince words here. I'm buying it.
Just you don't have to buy it right now.
Yeah, I'm just not gonna. I'm not as hyped because this last character is not as hyped because it's still a Fire Emblem character.
Yeah. All this does is make me want to play the Fire Emblem DLC that's coming out. So.
Right, because they announced that.
Yeah.
Byleth. It's an interesting character. To play. That being said, I think there's only one, maybe two characters that if I would not play in Smash. Like, if I was playing with friends and I was doing a random and I got that character, I would just Hero is off the top of my head. I would just run off the stage 3 times. I would just be like, I'm not playing.
Yeah, I'm done.
Bye, guys. I hate Hero. I hate that they put RNG into a fighting game. That is just the dumbest damn thing. I can stand it if it's like the Deadpool with his in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 with his teleporter. If you use it too much, it's going to explode, but you don't know how much too much is going to be. That's RNG. That's okay. But this is
because you know it's going to do a thing until it doesn't, and then that's that. Where this is not that at all.
No, that character is. They have like 12 different things that can pop up on their down B, and you have to pick one. And if you don't get a good one, then you don't do a move that time. But it's I've bitched about Hero before. I don't need to go into it. I can't wait for the new characters for Smash. I really can't. Byleth. It's exactly what I said. I wish it was anything but a Fire Emblem character, but I'm playing it. I like Byleth. I'm not gonna main Byleth by any stretch of the imagination because it's way too specific of a scenario for you to be able to do anything. The mid range is where you have to live with that character, and that's anyone that can range with you can just easily stay out because the other thing is Byleth is stupid slow. Especially for a Fire Emblem character, especially. They said that Byleth is kind of faster than Robin, but you shouldn't expect anything more than that. So it's like the slowest Fire Emblem character.
Does that make you want to play Fire Emblem now?
I've wanted to play Three Houses. It's just time. Sorry if that messed up. Sorry if I don't get to it, but because this time is so bad, but it's so slow, but it's gonna pick up quick.
That was why I like basically mainline Persona. Just I needed to finish like all these other games. You know, I can always come back to it. It's like Pokemon and whatever. Since I'm playing on my Switch, like I can play it when I'm at work. I can play it when I'm out. Whatever. But I wanted to finish because honestly, I'm gonna pick up Persona Royal. I don't know that I'm gonna start right then. I might just. It's still too fresh in my mind. I think. I'm just gonna have it just to have it, just like I have with Persona 5. I had it for like
I'm getting Royal,
a long time.
I'm getting Royal because I'm getting the special edition
with the mask.
Yeah, because I didn't understand that I wanted the special edition of Persona 5 when it came out because I did not care.
Yeah.
So I definitely, it has the mask. All of the pre-ordered ones get the steel book, and there's I think an art book or a soundtrack or something.
Something like that, yeah.
Is coming with it. So I'm like, yeah, I'm getting it for this.
Now, if only they release Persona Scramble here at some point.
Yeah,
so.
we still don't have a date for that West Side. I hope we get it.
I hope we get it. Yeah.
I hope we get it. But what are you hoping come stateside? Have you beaten Persona 5 yet? And are you picking up Persona 5 Royal for the mask like I am?
You should. Play
what
Persona 5.
What do you think of what do you think of Byleth? And does adding characters to games make you want to play their original games? Like maybe you want to play Fire Emblem because Byleth showed up, or maybe you wanted to play Dragon Quest because Hero showed up. I don't know why, because that Hero thing was garbage. Go ahead and let us know in the comments. And of course, like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, and we'll see you next time.